Hey!
I was going to do that. I was going to do the Tim Spinnin Schommer.
The shuffle. There, how's that? Better?
You're looking good. You're looking good.
Here, okay? Good.
I think my hair is okay.
Yeah, you look good. Looking good.
How's it going, brother?
I gotta tell you, I've been eating doing no carbs since June, and then for the last 3 weeks I've been bulking up. Ice cream and candy and pasta.
And why is that?
It's there. It's there, man. It's there.
You just have to do it, right?
I'm a big fat fatty in a kid's suit. That's what it is. I can't help it. It's just
Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Thanks.
So, yeah, let's chit chat a little bit. We'll give people time to kind of migrate into our little show here. And yeah, how's the weather?
It's pretty. Actually, it's a cooler today because it's sunny out, but it's still a little bit chilly.
Yeah. Over here in Vegas, it's starting to get hot. Starting to warm up.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that. My parents live in Tucson, and my father always says, "Hey, listen, you go shovel the sidewalk. I'm gonna go sweep the pool," or And
that's a big contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Slammin' Sam, Tim Spinnin Schommer out of Chi-Town, King of Freestyle in the Midwest.
I see my buddy Quick Mix Mike's on. I just saw him outside. He handed me some rubber gloves. You know what they say? No glove, no love.
Whoa!
That's all love, Michael. Thank you.
Oh, we'll keep it adult. How's that?
Yeah.
So, Tim, let me ask you this: how did you get your nickname?
It's not a very exciting story at all. It's I was on B96 with Bad Boy Bill and Julian
Bad Boy Bill
and Mike Hitman Wilson and Frankie Hollywood Rodriguez and they did a flyer, and that's a Tim Schommer, and they gave me the option of what would you like? What do you need? What do you want to do? And I gave them a list of maybe 30 names, and they didn't like any of them. But the guy who made the flyer just said, okay, now he's Tim Spinnin Schommer, so that's it. So not a great story.
You know what's funny is that my nickname was given by my program director, Rick Thomas, when I was over at WOW 107 in San Francisco. And the story with that was there was 2 nicknames prior that they actually rolled with on the air. Believe it or not, they made the image drops and everything. The first one was Sizzlin'. Figure that out.
Cool.
The second one was Smokin'. Then they finally settled on Slammin', and that's where it kind of rolled and took on its life of its own. But yeah, just imagine that if I was a smoking one. A smoking Sam. So weird. It's weird how nicknames kind of evolve.
Takes on a different connotation now, but yeah. I called my cousin Brian, who was a huge basketball fan, and he helped me with a list of they're too tough, tons and tons and tons and tons of them, and they didn't like any of them. So there we go.
Crazy.
I didn't like it at first either, and it kind of stuck. Of course, it did stuck. It sticks now, so it's cool. What's up, everybody?
We got some people rolling in. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Please share the IG link on social media. Let everyone know. We got a couple freestyle heads here. Going to share some music, going to share some insights, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to be able to talk to you, Tim, and have you on board with this cool freestyle IG live. I mean, there's a lot of major artists that are doing that actually streamline this idea, from Babyface and Teddy Riley to RZA and DJ Premier. So we're just adding on to this whole concept of being able to share music, share insights, and connect on that level. So let's start playing some music. What do you got for me?
Cool. Well, I wasn't sure what you wanted exactly to do, so I just pulled a couple songs. I got this. Okay.
Songs that you feel strongly about, that maybe you had a production or backing or co-signing of, which is thousands. So,
Let's see.
and I found actually a track that came out of your neck of the woods that I'll play after you that you're gonna say, "Oh my goodness." So, uh, and maybe you might know it, maybe you won't, but I definitely have it. So, but go ahead, go ahead.
So Eric G is one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I
Hmm.
met Eric. He just they did a record with Troy Guy called Forevermore,
Hmm.
and we went in the studio. And I got to tell you, um, it's more than just sometimes when you're in the studio, it's more than just doing a collaboration or working on something. Man, we laughed the whole time, and there are two songs that we did together. Um, Here I Go Again and Baby You Are the One. Here I Go Again. We laughed so hard. There's a part of the song on the house mix that he says, "Oh, you feel so good in my arms," and call me. Uh, and
Tell Charlie baby
just
to
talking about
go
it
in the
right now
chat.
makes me laugh. Just to hear Eric G say, "You feel so good in my arms," and I put it in a lot of my mixes too, just because it makes me laugh, and because we had so much fun doing. "You feel so good in my arms." Just the thought of him saying it made me cry. But here's the other record. It's called "Here I Go Again," and can you hear it? Okay, let me turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Feels so good in my arms. Makes me laugh every time.
I love it. I love it. Now, you did full production writing. What was your role?
I wrote the rap. I never thought it could be like this. I loved before, but not like this. It's going on. You kiss so tender. Ooh, girl, I surrender. I wrote that, and then we just sat in the studio, and I didn't really help him with the lyrics. I just kind of sat back. You got to get those beats right. We got to do this. Just kind of bells and whistles. I don't play, but I delegate and bring
Yeah,
Chinese food usually. Like I said, yeah, I bring the Chinese food. All right, here, let me just kind of hang out here and do this. That's what I do.
that's cool. That's really cool. I mean, hey, that's the role of executive producer or producer is in a lot of ways delegating stuff because you can't always be the talented one that's a musician that plays all the keys and knows everything, but you know exactly what you want out of the track, and that's the important thing. So, Alex here is saying that met you over in Frisco when you did
Oh yeah,
that show.
yeah, such a great time. We had a good. Wasn't it a good time? It was a fun party. We didn't break any fire codes that night, but boy, it was fun. A lot of people, a lot of good energy, a lot of good love. Tony Moran was live.
Mm-hmm.
Sapphire was live. I met Aki Star there. Sharon was
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there? Oh, Naija was there. Naija and DJ Paradise was there. Were there,
Mm-hmm.
and Karina was there too. I'm sure I'm
Summertime,
missing somebody.
summertime.
Yeah, great time. Great time.
That's
Fun,
awesome.
fun, fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that was your only trip to the West Coast to Frisco ever, right?
First time playing out there. Yeah, first
That's
time. But
awesome.
hopefully there'll be another.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, great. It's fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
A lot
So
of,
I got a track for you, and you played it a few times on your show. It's the Melissa Love by Your Side track.
oh, love it.
There's a story behind that. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Melissa is the sister of uh, freestyle recording artist Carell that passed away a few years back. And Carell was actually the dancer and backup singer to Stevie B. for many years prior to him becoming a solo artist and so forth. So basically, Carell wrote the song. He actually sung it, and somehow, some way, Melissa, the sister, was able to say, "Hey, let me redo it. Let's put it out." And there was actually an original version that was done that was released a few years back. When I connected with Melissa, I heard the track and I was like, "Hey, let me and my producing crew go ahead and remix it and we'll re-release it." And so it came out under my group name, which is the Burtnots, and we just featured her as a singer. And as you know, it's one of those tracks that are just West Coast feel, but yet it's universally loved. So I'll play a little bit of it. And you always play this version. You always play the clean version, not the intro beats. So I'll play that one. And that part right there is just typical of my co-producing ideas with Josette and In a Dream. Remember, In a Dream, I love. Well, that part was kind of like what I wanted to incorporate for this one.
Until my dying day, now I know destiny has brought you to me, and with you is where I'll stay. When you need someone that you can run to, call my name and I'll be there. I wanna be the one you're with forever. All our dreams we both can share. I've been waiting for someone like you, and there's no way I'll let you go. I'll give my heart, my world belongs to you, and I love you more than you know. Just like the stars up in the sky, this love I feel will never die. I promise you this, I'll always be here by your side.
I get kind of emotional because it is a Carell song, and you could feel that's the thing about freestyle. There's always emotion connected to each and every track, and you can never take that away. You feel it, I feel it. The purists, it's just something about the structure of musicianship that makes freestyle that strong. So yeah, by your
That's
side.
awesome. How was
Bert
she
Knott's
in the
featuring.
studio? Was she cool to work with in the studio too? Have you known her for a long time, or?
Oh, Melissa?
Yeah.
No, we actually never met in person. We just met through social media, exchanged the acapellas, and did the work, and that was
Oh,
it.
no kidding. I
Yes.
met her in. I just met her in Miami last year, and we did a thing at the Miramar, and she was there with Joey Kidd. I know Joey Kidd's her boyfriend or BFF. I don't know, something like that. Anyway,
Maybe.
yeah. And
That's
anyway,
cool.
but yeah, super cool, and just a delight, man. Really, really cool. Great person.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's a little West Coast flavor for you.
Actually, I had a chance to hang out with Carell too when he was in town. It was Eric G and I. We went to this place called Dick's Last Resort. It's where they're routine. They throw the napkins at you and stuff like that. We had a great time there. Carell was a great guy too.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
the song I was thinking about is Willie Crespo. Willie
Oh.
Crespo. I'd never met him before. I think he got picked up by Strictly Hype Records.
Uh-huh.
And they said, hey, we want you to do a remix on this. And JJ Flores and I got together and we did this. It sounds just like this. I mean, this. Yeah, good record. I don't play it enough. Whenever I play it, I go, oh, I got to play this more often. Yeah, I think Warren Rigg wrote it with him.
Okay.
You hear that JJ Flores influence?
Yeah.
It is the fun. The crazy thing about that song is I remember being at Warren Riggs. I think it was either Warren Riggs. I think it was his apartment, and they had the microphone around the corner into the bathroom, so he was recording the vocals in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, that's typically the way you got to do it. The acoustics in a bathroom are just ideal for freestyle because it gives it that automatic hall texture.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that a lot of people do that. My old studio, I had a closet, and it was just covered surrounding with Home Depot carpet, and that did the trick. That did the trick. I had everyone going there from Joe Set to all the freestyle artists in the West Coast here, and it brings back memories. Now you could just grab a mic right now and record it and just texture it with plugins and software, and it's a done deal. It's so easy.
It's really cool. Is that India? India's on?
I believe. Is it India? Oh my goodness. Dancing on the Fire.
I was just talking about you.
Oh, another immortal track. Let's go down the list really quick. Really, that comes to mind. What would be like 3 immortal freestyle tracks that 50 years, 100 years from now, it would still stand the test of time? 3 tracks.
Well, the first one that always pops in my mind is "Without You" by George Lamond.
Okay.
That's a great song.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, number of the Sapphire records for me. I love all the Sapphire records. You know, "Let Me Be the One," "Boy I've Been Told."
Yeah. Got it.
Those, and then I actually listened to the I have India's CD in my phone. I listen to when You Were Mine is one of my favorite songs too. I love that record. But there's so, I mean, you can't. How can I put a number on 3? I mean, as soon as
you can. You can.
I just wanted to go. Oh yeah, I should have added that one.
I just wanted to see how fast your mind speeds up when it comes to that. And it's kind of unfair because I already thought about my 3, but I'll share it to you anyways. It's and I'm not bullshitting you either. It's Rochelle, "Praying for an Angel," no doubt.
Yeah.
It's Niaja, "Now and Forever," the Planet remix. I think Mickey Garcia did that one, right, with the Planet Rock beats in the background. That one. And I have to say my personal track, which is "Hard to Get" by S Factor. I hate to toot my own horn, but yeah. So, okay, my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this one I have is actually a remix I did for Tommy Boy / Timber. Shouts out to Rich the Riddler. He was able to hire me on to do this remix for Cynthia, which was an official release. "If I Had a Chance." You remember that?
Love it.
To make love to you again, I hold you in my arms, and I never let it end. I had the chance just to be with you once more. I give the kind of love that you've never had before. Feel so afraid. Love I have betrayed. Alone I cried and thought about the day I made. I wish I could explain. I'm the only one to blame.
So as you can tell, you could hear the heavy uh, rolling bass line that was pretty prevalent during the day, the late 90s. And I rode that all the
Love
way.
it.
That
Love
was
it.
the style, and it worked out. It worked out. If I had a chance, Slammin' Sam West Coast remix.
Dope. Dope. Great
Thank you.
record too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And you know
So
what? I just saw that. Who said that? DJ Laz did that Planet Rock mix on Naija. That's true. That's true. I forgot about that. Actually,
yeah,
I saw Laz this last summer. We talked about that too. He did it. That's his remix. And I think that was actually the first remix that he did too. I think he said.
I don't know if this is too personal, but how did he get the limp? Was it something you had? Do you know?
Yeah, it was it's a birthday. It's a thing that he got at birth, and he
Oh,
was told at birth that he wouldn't walk again. He'd never walk. He told his mother. His mother said he'll never walk. And
okay.
he overcame his a lot of overcame what's the word I'm looking for? He overcame some obstacles, and you know proved everyone wrong.
Wow.
He is
Wow.
truly the pimp with the limp, and he couldn't meet a nicer guy, man.
Oh my goodness.
Sweet
He
guy,
he is
really cool.
Yeah, he's really cool. I met him over at Winter Music Conference. I think it was the 2001, and he was walking through the lobby, and I said, "Oh shoot, that's DJ Laz." And next thing you know, he's just doing the lip, and
Yeah.
it's like it's synonymous with who he is and the name, the Pimp with the Limp. But yeah, thank you for sharing the origin of his nickname. I really had no clue. So
He's a great guy, great DJ, man. He always brings it, man. Always rocks a party. He's really, really good. You know how you meet some people once in a while, they touch your live, and you feel like a better person for knowing them. I think DJ Laz is one of those people. I don't know him like really, really well, but just from hanging out the short time that I've talked to him and been with him, been around him, his energy is just good energy, good guy.
yeah,
But
yeah. I met him briefly. It's one of those where you go to the conferences, you run into them, shake their hands, and unless you have a drink or hang out with some women, you just remember him for that moment. So, but yeah, DJ Laz, if you're watching, you the man.
he took me to Luke's Club at one of the conferences. To Luke's
Oh,
Club.
really?
And, you know how you go to some clubs and they have the hot booty contest or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
You've never seen it like this. Is what I'm saying. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I'm sure Uncle Luke had his ways with trying. I mean, doesn't he own like strip clubs over in Miami?
That was pretty close to what it was. It was pretty crazy, and you can't unsee some things. I'm trying to delete, but
That's hilarious. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into IG Live with two freestyle insiders, Tim Spinnin, Schommer, Slammin' Sam here in the West Coast, Tim over in Chi-Town, and we're just talking insight on the freestyle culture and sharing music. And thank you for being able to spend the time with us and chill. Tim, what do you got for me?
so here's something I had a chance to work on. It's by Joel. It's called Prisoners of Love. Again, working with JJ Flores. And like I said before, when I work on a project with JJ, I just bring the Chinese food and we hang out and there was a Chinese restaurant right next door. That's why
The Crab Rangoon?
Joel, Prisoner of Love.
Do what you did to me. All night we said we're alone. I thought you go down on me. I'm like a flame in your heart. Why did you have to go? I will be a prisoner of love. If you come back to me, and baby you see, I will be a prisoner of love. You're the one I'm always thinking of.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
number 3 for my list, Chris Hayes, Love Desire. How can you deny
Okay.
that record? One of my favorites. Anyway, okay.
When was that released? Or was it officially released?
I don't know. Oh, you mean Joel?
Yeah, Joel.
Joel, 91, maybe?
Nice, nice. Well, there you go. There you go. You're basically throwing me some fire, and I love it. Keep
Yeah.
it coming. Keep it coming. So what I got for you right here was a remix I did for, remember Adam Morano?
Absolutely.
He actually hit me up back in my heyday, and he said, "Hey Sam, I want you to do this remix for Look What You've Done to Me." I believe Boss Gags, he did the original, and he did the vocals on this particular track, and it was never released. But I did a master of the remix I did, and I want you guys to check this out because I think it was pretty good. I don't know, maybe it was a licensing issue or publishing, but I think if this came out now, it would definitely make some noise. So I'll play this. It's Look What You've Done to Me by Adam Morano, the cover of Boss Gags track. Enjoy.
Cool.
Look what you've done to me. Never thought I'd fall again so easily. Whoa, love, you wouldn't lie to me, would you? Leading me to feel this way. Hope they never end this song. This will take us all night long. Now I want to spend the whole night through. And honey, yes, I'd like to spend it all on
And you could hear the classic Stevie B keys in there.
Love it.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah,
That's really
it's
cool.
never actually. You guys are hearing something that rarely gets played. I think I may have played this on my online mix show once, and now I'm playing it again, and I might end up playing it more.
Yeah. That
So
sounded good.
thank you,
I love
thank
that.
you. So as far as inspirations in the business, name a few that back in the day just said, okay, I wanted to be like him or be better like him, but if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
It's always the go-to. You know, the whole George Lamont sound, and just, I mean, so intricate with the musical and just the composition and the way it just smart. You know what I mean? It's and then the funky beats, man. I just love that whole, feel good music. It just sounds good.
Yeah.
And then also, then there are also like the bare bones tracks too that you don't need a lot, just it's pure vocals. I love that. The Carlos Berrio sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, is Carlos from Chicago?
No, he's from New
Okay.
York.
Okay.
Yeah. Doing it after dark. Yeah, Regal Park. Yeah.
Yes. After Dark. Oh my goodness. Those are some great times. Now, whatchamacallit? The song Lick It by Rula. Do you have any stories with that? Because I know it's from Chi-Town.
Yeah. Well, I was well, here's the thing. I was dating this girl, and JJ Flores called me and said, "Hey man, we got this song. Do you know anybody who wants to sing it?" I'm like, "Hey, you want to go to the studio?" So that's the story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the story.
So Rula is the girl you were dating?
Yeah, well, I guess there was a girl that did a demo for it already, and they're starting to put it out, and so she just took over the position.
Oh, got it.
So that's how it goes.
Got it. Now, is Rula Gillette?
No, somebody
Okay.
different. Yeah.
Okay, because there was a rumor going around that they had to switch names because of some like back and forth.
No,
thing
two
going
different
on.
people. Two different people.
Gotcha.
So don't want to short again. And
Now who-
all men
now
are
who
dogs.
Who was 20 Fingers?
Here's a story about 20 Fingers. So I was in the studio with it was Charlie Baby and JJ Flores. I was hanging out with the two of them in the room,
Yeah.
and they had the songs. And I said, we're thinking about a name. We're thinking about the Ooga Booga Boys, and they named a couple other. I go, and I looked at them. I go, how about it's just the two of you guys? How about 20 Fingers? Because you're both keyboard players. And they go, that's it. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm happy to say that was my idea. Yeah.
Okay. So 20 Fingers is
So
JJ
Charlie Baby and JJ Flores, but then Manny Moore came into the mix, and also Anafrio Lolino. All four of those guys. So I don't know, maybe I'll put a hand in or something. Maybe that was part of it, but basically it was those four guys.
Wow.
Manny
I
Moore.
did not know that at all. That is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I saw it. I was there. Yeah, that's the story.
Well, and as far as being able to look at that point where everything was starting to roll, and remember there was also that period of Chicago Hard House with DJ Attack and all that. How did that balance in terms of being able to say, okay, we want a little bit of the shine on the freestyle house end, but then you have this weird house, hard house sort of Chi-Town feel. How did that relationship work?
Well, we were all I was on the radio, but where I lived was close to where the Hip House was, the Hip House record store, which Andy Adams owned. And so we, the Hard House thing was happening, and we definitely played a lot of hard. I worked at a club called Kaboom. I played Hard House. I played freestyle and the mixes too.
Mm-hmm.
I played everything.
Right.
So, it all kind of just kind of blended in. You just kind of you move. It's like you're making you up and down. Exactly. You're doing a thing. Then that's kind of how it all blended together. I played Hard House and Kaboom too. I played Hard House. I played freestyle. I played regular house, and I mixed with this guy called his name was Tom E, and he played for the deep house, and he would mix and do this. He had the best head bob ever, I don't know, I can't even recreate it, but just to watch him jamming and grooving and working the knobs, and man, just such a great time.
Hey, he was feeling it. He was feeling it. You can't knock him.
That was the club. It was definitely the club, yeah. Andy Adams, DJ Attack. And so I worked really close to the record store, and since I was on the radio, because Andy Adams said, "Hey man, you know what? Why don't you come here every Saturday and kind of just hang out?" I go, and he goes, I go, cool. He goes, we won't pay you, but you can take some records if you need them. I go, man, that's more than pay because I get a lot of records. But I was also a Billboard dance reporter and Billboard and a radio DJ, so I was getting. UPS would come, bam, and then FedEx would come, bam. So that's every day, and then I go to the store and kind of fill in the holes and fill in the cracks. So that's all you're mixing and doing everything and hanging out and meeting people that are, hey man, listen to your mixes. What's the song you played? And you're helping people out. That whole synergy, man, was just, it was in it. I was really militant about doing the mixes, and I was in the mixes and talking about the mixes and doing the mixes. You know how it gets to be, it's like you're shaking hands, you're talking to people, it just, I was up in the DJ booth, hey man, can you play this off the wall? Yeah, man, this is cool. Here, I'll play the cool part. And then, you're selling records, and then it was just a fun time.
You know what? I missed those days of being able to get because I belong to a few record pools. Shouts out to the pros, Bata, Soul and Disco. Those are ones on the West Coast, San Francisco area that I was part of. But I enjoyed being able to get those records each and every week, those stacks. And granted, 90% were questionable. You couldn't really do anything with it. But that 10%, it was like gold, bam. And to me, that was the incredible thing about DJing when vinyl was still relevant, because we were looking forward to those days when we would go to the record stores and fork out 50, 60 bucks and just get what we wanted.
Yeah.
I miss those days, don't you?
I really do. And meeting the people and meeting other DJs and talking to other DJs and just working, doing that whole thing. That's why I like this so much. And what's cool, what people don't know is different record stores had different content because they would have different buyers at different stores. So you go to the in Chicago, there's a store called Gramophone. You go
Hmm.
to Gramophone, and they'd have all this more of a street kind of thing, and then you go to the hip house, and they would have their own kind of vibe. You go to this other
Hmm.
place called Imports, etc. It was a different kind of club situation happening over there. But you hit the three places, and then you feel like you're caught up. And the one thing about doing what we do is you develop your own style and your own taste. Oh, you know what? That would be good for this guy, but I'm not going to play it. This is more my thing right here. And you find your niche, and you find and the whole freestyle thing for me was, I don't know if we told you the story before or not, but I was on the radio with Bad Boy Bill and Julian Jumpin' Perez, and we're the house capital of the world, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to outhouse these guys at all. I got to find, I'm going to gravitate this way. I got to steer my way and wedge myself into something. Otherwise, I'm going to get lost in the shuffle and never to be heard from again. So that's kind of what I, set my sights on. I go, man, I got to kind of, feel that out. And then it kind of made my own niche, and seemed to work out.
Well, you have to have a love for freestyle. You can't. It's just like, say, for example, I was in a radio station and so and so's playing hip hop, so and so's playing house, and there's an open area for country or for opera. Well, Sam, they're saying, Sam, that's your opportunity. You better mix country and opera. To me, I couldn't do it unless I had a certain love and commitment and passion for it, because I'd just be robotic and just playing all these songs and not have a connection. So, referring to what you were saying, did you already have a feel? Did you already know that, hey, this is something I'm going to grow and brand myself with when it comes to freestyle?
Yeah. And you can go to the store and say, oh my God, this is a kaboom record for sure. All day, they're going to lose their minds. I remember Charlie Baby brought me this record called Don't Want No Short Dick Man. And I was like, kaboom. I have the acetate still. And he brought it to me. He goes, hey, man, you got to play the second boom. So I'm there. I was like, boom. But I don't want no short. The place went, wah! It was early. And I go, you know what's happening here? And then later on in the night, I played it again. Whoa! I go, dude. And then I played it again at the end of the night, and it was still, and don't want no short dick, man. And then Lick It was the same way, and the huge records, huge kaboom records. And
Yeah, that's the same girl, right? For both. Just one.
no, Short Dick Man is Rula. Gillette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not, because
Same
that's
producer.
again, that's what people were kind of confused, because
Yeah.
they were very similar in tone. And to clarify that, after all these decades, thumbs up.
Yeah. Different.
Now,
Same producer.
I mean, that is a crazy concept to have for any type of song. I mean, you had Two Live Crew would want some pussy and stuff like that, but Short Dick Man, that must have been something where they knew, or if you could give insight on this, that concept was going to take off.
Yeah. Exactly. That was the mind. You've heard the story many times. They're sitting around going, all right, we got this. I want your pussy. I want, whatever the song go, however the song goes. And we got to turn that around so women can, and then of course they did, that's the thing. Where does the boom come from? I see that. I'll tell you where
That's
the
a
boom
good
came from.
question. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you. So the boom came from, let's see, it's not a very glamorous story. Will from the group Bomb. Are you familiar with the group Bomb? Can you dig it?
Oh,
Anyway,
that?
Chicago
Okay,
record here.
yeah.
Yeah, Chicago record here. That's right,
Yeah.
boy. That's right, boy. Anything goes. Can you dig it? Anyway, I wanted him to do some drops for me. And he did this nice rap for me and everything. And he said, boom, at the end. And I go, that's really cool. And the rest of the history, it's not a great story, but, that's it. I got
And he just ran with it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Shouts out to D and everyone that's in the room right now. Thank you for tuning in. Please share it. There's still time left. Yeah, because you actually branded that whole boom thing with shirts and everything, right?
Yeah, I got the timspinnin.com. Dude.
Woo, there you go. Look at that. You have that little, like, what
I got the
is
banner
it?
right here for the big show.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, and that's a little kaboom freaking ball dynamite thing, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, yeah, I think is it my turn or your turn to play music?
You played Cynthia, right?
I played Cynthia,
And then I
Yeah.
played. I can play the song.
you
Doesn't
played
matter.
it well.
Go ahead. Why don't you play one?
All
I don't
right.
have I mean, I didn't do a lot of production on stuff. I just kind of hung out most of the time and just kind of, played records. But I did a song that I just kind of played a lot. It was from Chicago. I think
Okay.
I think I helped get it signed because I thought it was a great record. And kind of get your vibe to it, The guy's out of Chicago. She's out of Chicago too. And I said, oh,
Okay, so
man, this is a jam.
I know what that is. That's rhythm centric.
What's that?
That's rhythm centric.
Yeah, that's right, rhythm centric.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. 'Cause it'll always be right by your side.
Yeah, that song, rhythm centric. You don't have to worry. Got a lot of love here on the West Coast.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
right.
tell you that.
Yeah.
I still play that, and I still played the follow-up track, which is "Your Love Is With Me." I'll play that. Shouts out to Rhythm Centric because you're getting a lot of love here on the Tim and Slam show. Here you go. Woo! I love this part right here. You know what? I actually like this a little bit more than You Don't Have to Worry, to be honest with you.
I'm not even familiar with this song. It's a jam. I don't. What is the song by Rhythm Centric? Is it?
It's the follow-up.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
I'm gonna have to send it to you. Now, Rhythm Centric is from Chi-Town?
They're from Chicago. Yeah, from Chi-Town. I think Waukegan or something farther north or south or.
No way.
Yeah, we were gonna have her on the show. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a girl who knows her. So we've been talking about getting her on the show. Hasn't panned out yet, but I know she's from the area for sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I had no clue. I was assuming that Rhythm Centric was actually New York because Metropolitan released the track, correct?
Right, exactly right.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, here on this IG Live, we're just learning new stuff that's just incredibly exciting and insightful in a lot of ways.
Yeah, this guy, I think his name was Francisco Perez, I want to say. I don't think that's right. San Francisco something. But he was the manager or something like that. And he kept pushing the record on, and I go, wow, this is great. I remember having it on a tape or a cassette or something first, and then I go, I always want to get a great song and get excited about it. I got to share it with everybody. I got to call people and get them involved in the record. So I feel like that was one of the records that I sent the Metropolitan and said, hey, man, you really take a listen to this record. This might be something. And I know another record was like this one. Like the first record that they did, I told you the story already. This is Missing Your Love by Law.
Yeah.
Which Julio and Jerry, my two good friends.
Shouts out.
Yeah, they've been here a couple times in the studio. I'm trying to find a picture.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the picture.
There's Jerry and Julio, George Lamont. The maid hasn't been here today to dust, so I gotta.
I've been missing you for so long. I need you here with me. My body calls for you so desperately.
There you go, Law.
That's
Damn.
see, that's real freestyle there, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. He's Tim Spinnin Schommer bringing the fire for sure.
That's that was produced by DJ Tragic. DJ Tragic is known for his house music, but man,
That's right. That's right.
I think that's what makes it so cool because it didn't fit. It wasn't a cookie cutter kind of thing. It was just a a good record that just happened to be had that backbeat like a freestyle record and had a good song attached to it. And P.S. DJ Tragic, one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet too, man. He will give you the shit off his back.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good stories. Good stories. So let's see. I got one for you. This is from an artist that I actually discovered several years back. You probably heard of him because he's pretty synonymous with the underground tier of freestyle. He goes by Kenny Moulton, and he's worked with Carell and other people. And this one particular track hasn't ever been officially released. A lot of people, including major labels, have been trying to get the rights to redo it, but Kenny's kind of like been saying, oh, I'm going to do something with it, so I'm going to hold on. It's called Alone in the Rain, and yeah, this track is really special, so I'll play it to you. Enjoy.
Now it seems like every time I give my heart to someone new, I still remember the pain. I just can't escape. Still in love with you. Let go of my heart. Free me from this pain. I can't believe that you left me all alone in the rain. Inside my I still see your face. My head is filled with memories of love can't be erased. And it seems like every time I take another chance.
As you can tell, it's that West Coast freestyle love right there.
That's a
Kenny
real record,
Moulton.
man. That sounds great. And that wasn't released?
I'm sorry?
That wasn't released?
It wasn't officially released. Carell actually did a version of it, and that wasn't released. So yeah, this is actually on the back burner. So I'm glad to be able to share it with you and everyone else. Alone in the Rain by Kenny.
That's really cool. I got a record that was never really officially released either.
Mm-hmm.
We did a mix master throwdown volume. I don't know. There were 6 of them. I don't remember which one this was on, but it was never really officially released, and it makes people crazy because I'm the only one to have it, and I'm the only one that plays it. And again, it's my friend Julio from the group Law. Elisa B wrote it.
Oh.
When I look into her eyes, then I start to realize I can never live without her love. When I hold her close to me, I'm a man in ecstasy. I can never live without her love. Good enough comes and dance for me. Like the way you move so wild and free. Angelina, can I take your heart away, stay forever in my dream?
Wow.
That's a good one,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, I could hear the Planet Beats in the background. And is it because it wasn't mastered, or there was just a decision to hold back on it?
It was never. Well, you know what? It was something JJ Flores and I were doing. We started our record label Throb, and more importantly, we had a deadline to get it on this mixtape.
Right, right.
on this thing. So we did that, and then it never really panned out. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. So yeah, we got probably a good 8 minutes left. Let's close it out with like your take on the current state of freestyle and how that could be kind of changed up a bit to kind of like take it to the next tier, or are we where we're at, where we're just playing throwbacks and flashbacks and everyone's going to enjoy it?
well, I think it has to have new music for it to grow anything, you know. And I think the new music that's coming out is amazing. It's really well produced. There's a couple clickers in there, but besides that, I mean, you know, the bar is right there. You know,
Right.
we see some. Have you heard the new TKA Cynthia K7 thing
Yeah, yeah, that's
with Judy Torres too?
mm-hmm.
The production is amazing on that record.
Yeah. Yeah, Lizette Melendez
Yeah,
as
with
well.
I mean, there's just tons and tons and tons of them.
Yeah, and Stevie B. I had him on the show, so yeah.
Stevie B, yeah, he's great. I always get cut off when I play Stevie B, so it's like, you know, I don't really talk about it that much anymore because, you know, I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? I can't play it. Thanks for coming, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But have you heard the Rudy Fausto record? Rudy Fausto's doing stuff. I mean, it's all the Jenny Renee. Well, she's on the CVB record.
Yeah.
Chrissy Ace has got a new record out. Charlie Baby and Lisa B were doing stuff. I'm looking
Yeah,
around.
I think the freestyle audience has to kind of open up to the new wave of new tracks. It's just everyone is always compelled to stick with the old hits, no matter what. If Angel and the Cover Girls were going to come out with a new track, it would be like, great, thumbs up, but I still want to hear Show Me. I still want to hear Because of You forever. And sometimes they don't open up to the new material, and I think that's something everyone has to work on and get better at.
I agree with you. I agree. Otherwise, it'll, you know, it's the genre. It is what it is, really. You know, it's like, hey, man, I like my pizza this way all the time, and why does my pizza taste weird? You know, that's not my pizza. And then,
Right.
whatever. You know.
Well, see, my point comes across with all genres of music. Like MC Ren from NWA, he admitted in this interview, it's like, okay, well, I could put out new music, but everyone's going to want to hear the old NWA stuff. Or if Earth, Wind, and Fire puts out new material, that's great and dandy, but I still want to hear September and Let's Groove.
Exactly.
And that's just the way we're wired, unfortunately, and that's the market we're in. It's not like Timberland, Dr. Dre, or any of these producers, Carlos Barrios, myself. It's not like we forgot to make music. It's just it's geared toward a new audience that the youngsters want to gravitate to, and they could call their own.
And you got to get that. You really have to understand that. That's really important to say. You know, those people are there. I mean, I know MC Ren, or I know like a lot of hip hop producers aren't in the studio going, all right, what's Tim gonna like? And no, you know, I'm pushing. I'm old, so what are you gonna do? But it is what it is. You know, you gotta sometimes. I just don't want to be the guy that says, to music today. I don't want to be that guy. Whenever I catch myself saying it, I go, oh, I can't say that. I don't want to say it because I mean, hey, it's so funny. I'm going to name drop now, but I did an interview with KRS-One, and we were talking about music in general. And he said, you know what? We asked him about how does he like hip house, and he goes, I'll tell you something about all genres of music. You know, he said, in a nutshell, he just basically said that everything's cool for about 30 seconds, and then you take it in, and then you say, it's for me, it's not for me, or that's what it is. You know, and that's very true. You know, and then the other thing is there's two types of people in the world. There's the I don't know the song, turn it off, and I don't know the song, turn it up. There's those two people. You know, what person are you? And it makes me crazy. My wife will even tell you that it makes me crazy. She makes a CD and she'll play it over and over and over. I'm like, oh, where's the discovery? There's no discovery there. There's no, we already know we love these songs. How about something? I need something. That's why I think the Pandoras are working and these other songs, because you put these things in and then you get something. Oh, I didn't know that Lizette Melendez had this song on this track, this album. Wow, this is really cool. Or
Yeah.
I've heard Together Forever a billion times, love it, but you know what? There's a Stranger in My House is a jam too, or this is
Thank you.
there's more in the there's more than just that. And if you like those major hits, you might like something else on the album or not. If you don't, then that's okay too. But,
I think that's a very great angle to take everything in, Tim, because let's just use Lizette Melendez as an example. You have the album. Everyone knows about the major hits. But now with Pandora and all the easy access of being able to call upon these tracks on Echo or Alexa, you could find out about these new tracks which are on old albums, which is incredible because that opens up a wealth of knowledge. Like, wow, I didn't even know about this track 15 years ago, and now it sounds fresh and great to me. So I think a lot of people have to kind of open up and just accept that new music is something that could push us to kind of develop our liking to accept artists that are trying to stay relevant. Like with Stevie B, he put out a new album. All the tracks are equivalent to everything that you could hear Chris Brown, Ariana Grande, and everything, equivalent. And the following for him, they just want to hear Spring Love forever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to lean on that because there's much more to it, to his new material. And when I hear the new material, I love it. I'm just saying, wow, people have to give it a chance. So across the board, freestyle community, please support the new music because it is just as good as their super hits. You just have to open up to it.
Exactly right. I'm with you 100% on that. But if you go to Styx concerts, like, oh, here we go. He's got a new album. Great. It's like, but I get it. I totally get it 100%.
Oh yeah.
Better bring the heat.
Yeah, we get it because we're at that age where we're trying to keep one foot in the younger generation, the other foot in the old school, and have that fair balance. And it's a juggling act for us because you being in radio, I've been in radio. What's the demographic that they're playing all the new music to between the 18 and 35-year-olds? Well, we're far exceeded from that. So we're trying to keep relevant, but yet still maintain a certain sort of identity.
Exactly. I'm with you 100%. I also play Diamond Girl every day. I'll play Change on Me. I love them. But do I need to hear them one more time? I'm done hearing those songs. But if you need to hear it, I'm your guy.
And what's cool is that we're balancing that on Facebook Live because obviously a lot of those songs get tracked and ends up cutting off our streams. So we're kind of forced to play obscure stuff. And I do the same thing as you. I'll play the Law stuff and Joel and just stuff that people are like, I've never heard that before. Well, I'm playing it and you're going to like it.
Yeah, exactly. I've been re-editing stuff too to make it a little fresh for me anyway. So
yeah.
I do that too. But
I do that too. I do some edits, remixes to kind of freshen up certain songs and have that appeal. But yeah, let's close it out. Any shouts or anything?
That's it. That's it. Thank you very much. This is fun. I really had a good time. Thanks for being so nice. I appreciate you.
No problem. Well, let's do this again in the near future and we'll touch base. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. It'll be archived on YouTube.
All right.
See ya.
Nice.
Peace.